showing up on
So give it a few
YouTube.
seconds. Just give it a few seconds. You know, the delay in YouTube. You share it a few places.
There it is.
Jason needs to get rid of this evil chat.
Is that even a thing still?
It's still on there, yeah.
Well, I have most EFED chats muted with the exception of a few, so I wouldn't know.
Same, but when I share it to the chats, it's still popping up.
Weird. But I guess now that we're here, we can welcome everyone to the Futureshock podcast.
Yes, welcome to the Futureshock podcast. 3 years in the making.
Everyone.
Oh shit!
And I hear myself.
That's supposed to be muted.
Oops. Well, I guess we just wanted to reiterate the fact that this is indeed the first episode of the Futureshock podcast. And this has indeed been 3 years in the making, according to Donald.
Yeah, first announcement.
For those who are wondering, just by the way, this is an out-of-character podcast. It shows our EFED characters on the screen, but we're OOC for this.
Yeah, we could be taking questions. We don't really have a topic for the first episode, so...
Also, I guess now's a good time to mention that if any of you would want to be a guest down the road on the Futureshock podcast, as long as you have a PSN, maybe we could get something set up. Kind of make it an open forum of sorts, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
This isn't just about our opinions, though. We all know you want to hear our opinions. But...
Let's see, get this out a few more places. Down into the CSWA Discord. EFED Hub.
Hitting up the Discord.
EFED Hub. Of course, that's where a lot of our views come from.
Oh yeah, we've gotten quite a few views that way, haven't we?
Yeah,
since we joined that server.
A few people asking for...
By the way, can you send me an invite to that so I can get back into it? My new Discord is not on the EFED Hub.
Invite.
Just message me on Messenger later.
Gotcha.
Maybe after the show or whatever.
Yeah. Oh shit, don't say that to her. Oh, wrong person, shit.
You'll send it to someone, you know.
Did I just send it to the wrong person? No, I didn't. Good.
Yeah, oh, wait a minute. I just sent it to my mother.
I literally almost just did that.
That's who it was?
Yes. Maybe we could start talking about conversation before people start getting in here.
Maybe give it a few minutes, you know, just let people come in. And...
Alright.
Also, since it's a Q&A, definitely take advantage of the live chat where you can see it on the screen, so...
Yeah, for sure, and perhaps we could talk about 3WA and the hiatus is going to be after this Saturday.
Also, I guess we should point this out. This is not limited to just 3WA discussion.
Oh, no.
This is EFED in general.
Yeah.
If there's any EFED thing you want to talk about, regardless of what EFED it is.
Yeah, it could be 3Dub, HWA, IWA, TCW, and all the
anything in between.
Ones. Yeah, pretty much. It could
PvP
be your
leagues, promo leagues.
Yeah, anything. Doesn't matter.
We'll talk about anything and everything, and we'll give you our raw, unfiltered, uncensored opinion.
Yep.
So, trigger warning, I guess.
trigger warning. Let's see.
Still one viewer.
It's probably you.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but oh man. Let's see.
So it's 7:47 right now where I am. So maybe, like, though we have the stream going, maybe wait until 8 to officially begin the discussion so people can, you know,
I mean, whoever wants to hop in.
We got Mad Dog.
Mad Dog hopping in. I'm sure
yeah,
he'll
Mad
have some questions.
Have some questions, yeah. Maybe the next episode, not this one, Mad Dog, but because we've already got everything set. But maybe the next episode you can hop on.
If he really wants to hop on, he can hop on. It doesn't make a difference.
Oh, I didn't know if that bothered you or not. I don't know if his mic's still.
If his mic, depends if his mic's still working or not. I mean,
yeah,
I'm sure
we had that problem last night.
People would love to have someone who's an actual wrestler on the show.
On their wrestling podcast.
He could shed some light on some of the stuff from EFED to actual wrestling. What's the differences and whatnot. Stuff like that.
I'm gonna share it out to a couple places as well.
Yeah, I'm sure you got other places besides that I have.
Yeah. I'm just gonna share it to people I think may be interested.
I did not know Ohio Valley Wrestling was still a thing.
Oh, Ohio Valley Wrestling, yeah, it's still a thing. It's not as big as it used to be. It never really was the biggest thing in the world, but it kind of has a cult-like following because of its, past with WWE.
I see the guy, Jesse Goddard's on here. He's a national champion.
Nice, nice.
Apparently they're going to have an anti-bullying show. Okay.
Anti-bullying show.
Ohio Valley Wrestling in Kentucky. How ironic. You'd think it would be in Ohio.
Well, the Ohio Valley, I don't know if you really knew this, probably didn't. The Ohio Valley, it extends through, like, West Virginia, Kentucky. They're talking about, when they say Ohio Valley, I think they mean, like, along the Ohio River.
I got you.
That's why it's not called, Ohio Championship Wrestling or something like that.
Fair point.
It's always been held in Kentucky. Like, they were based out of Louisville, I believe, when WWE was running them.
Yeah.
Okay, I've sent it to just about any and every EFED message group I can think of. I don't know if anyone will join, but it's worth a shot.
It's what it is. If not, we'll start talking about other things.
It's a pilot episode anyway, so.
Yeah, get started somehow.
True.
If not, we'll start talking about some of the 3WWE stuff and some other EFED stuff. And they can watch later. And they'll be ready for next show.
It's on demand here on the 3WA Network YouTube channel, so it's not like it's going anywhere.
Oh yeah, I did change the name of that, didn't I? Did I?
And this is a network you don't need $9.99 to subscribe to.
No, not even. But
Mad Dog said he'd be right back, so at least he's planning on sticking around.
I'm sure he's gonna try to get his mic working if he can. If not, he'll come back to ask some questions.
Yep. We'll just inhabit the live chat for the next hour or two,
I know it's that weird time right now.
Also, I think, and this may be a shot in the dark, but I think our viewership may be affected by the fact the first NFL game of the season is on right now.
Fair point, I guess.
I mean, that may be a factor. More people may be interested, in football. And then there's me, like, I haven't watched NFL religiously for a couple years. I'm more of a college football guy.
Last time I really watched football was, I don't even remember. I know I didn't really watch too much college football besides the last year Cam Newton had with Auburn, and they went undefeated.
Oh, yeah.
That was years ago, though.
That was 2012.
Jesus. That was that
So
long
you
ago?
haven't watched football in 9 years?
I've watched it, but not like if I go to
But
somebody's
not like...
house. If I go to somebody's house and it's on, of course I'll watch it. It's a little bit, not really, but
But you mean like you haven't really been invested in football for about 9 years?
yeah.
Gotcha.
Cam Newton was a great quarterback in college, but when he got to the big leagues, he just wasn't like he was in college, really.
Well, you know how it is, the transition from college football to the NFL.
Yeah,
well,
college
yeah.
superstar to just a normal NFL guy.
I mean, a lot of people were college superstars before they eventually went to the NFL and flopped.
But that was an amazing thing how they did. He led Auburn undefeated.
Well, I mean, Auburn hasn't been really good since, but
yeah, that's true. But
I mean, Alabama and Georgia have essentially been running through the SEC for the past 3 or 4 seasons, but which kind of surprised me with Georgia. They kind of came out of nowhere. Alabama, that's to be expected, you know, because it's Bama.
yeah. Okay.
I just wish the Iron Bowl was a little more interesting. What I mean by that is I wish Auburn would step up and we could actually have an interesting series. Either way, I know it's supposed to be an EFED podcast, but here I am going on a rant about college football. So,
right.
I guess we're not necessarily limited to just EFED. I mean, and that's another thing. You guys want to talk about real wrestling or sports or whatever?
Oh,
yeah, I
cool.
guess the only thing we're really not going to touch with a 50-foot pole is politics. But
yeah. Oh. Have you seen the new HWA logo?
There's a new HWA logo?
Yeah. It's pretty nice. Lee Clark did it.
Lee Clark? You mean the guy that's like the value brand Bray Wyatt?
Oh, that's what he's doing now? Last time I checked, he was some hardcore wrestler guy.
Who am I thinking about then? I mean,
this was
Lee
like 3
years
years ago. The one that always...
No,
yeah.
No, that's still what Lee Clark's doing. I thought you were talking about someone else.
No. This is not Bray Wyatt.
I wasn't thinking about Billy Wayne Grant.
I mean, can you Billy Wayne Grant is... Can you confirm that he's not actually fucking David Outen? Because fucking...
Yeah, they're different people.
They really act alike. I thought they were the same person.
They're like tag team partners, I think, and
I literally thought they were just the same person with different calls.
Either way, let me look. Is it on the HWA Facebook? I'm still in. Oh, here it is. Damn.
It's not a bad logo.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Lee Clark apparently made the logo for the 3-dub pay-per-view coming up as well, Blackout.
Oh yeah, he got some talent for the logo-wise.
Lenore Clark's his real name. Maybe we could get him to collab with us on a couple of things.
He tried making a 3W logo one time. I didn't really care for it.
I mean like pay-per-view logos and stuff.
Yeah, maybe so. We'll see.
He's definitely stepped his game up.
Yeah, it's a little something different, but...
I mean, I'm so used to that HWA logo that we've had for about, what, maybe 3 years now?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. Hell, when did HWA become a thing?
EFED
like, what,
podcast.
2018, 2019?
I know it's the EFED podcast, but possibly we could talk about actual wrestling as well here.
Oh, yeah, I mean... We could.
I mean,
I'm not opposed to
PWI
it.
top 500 released recently. Kenny Omega #1. Kind of causing some heat between Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. Perhaps it's just a work, or perhaps not.
I think it is. It seems like most Twitter wars nowadays are.
If you think about it,
Or at least it feels like it.
wrestling nowadays is really built like EFED. They promo
It's like they're watching us.
They promo on Twitter and they wrestle in the ring. That's exactly how it goes with EFED.
Well, like I said, though, it's like they're like taking notes from us pretty much.
That's pretty much how wrestling is nowadays.
It does truly feel like they are ripping us off.
Oh, there's more than one occasion. I think myself and Nick had some ideas that somehow became theirs.
It's happened to me before too. I mean, look at CFT, and then all of a sudden we got like Cameron Grimes and LA Knight and Ted DiBiase's back, and fucking Robert Stonebrand.
Perhaps we could talk about how what's the differences between WWE and AEW.
Well, the differences between WWE and AEW, I think, were best summed up by James Sargent. Do you still have that post so we can
I still have it. Says overall the products are both great but different. Yes, the art wrestling still exists, but different approaches.
Right.
He goes on to say, WWE had all about entertainment, all about flashy entrances, 8K camera angles, and about the bells and whistles. You know, the classic WWE stuff you all grew up with.
Well, I think he forgot about dressing Karrion Kross up as a gladiator. Let's see here.
Have you? You missed it.
Miz
this
and
past
Jomo
Monday,
getting eaten by zombies. Wait, what?
This past Monday, John Morrison actually faced off against Karrion Kross. By the way, this is something what years ago was a Impact World Championship main event at a pay-per-view. But on this episode of Raw, Karrion Kross fucking demolished John Morrison after he squared him with the dripstick.
It wasn't even close.
It wasn't even. It was sad how they were misusing John Morrison, but it's just sad. I think John Morrison is at that time, maybe right now, where he just wants to settle down and take his paycheck.
I don't know about that, or well, you know how it is, and Mad Dog, he's here in the chat. He could probably attest to this. It seems like in these bigger wrestling companies, you basically just have to do what they say. It's not like you really have much of a say-so. Not many companies actually give you creative control. That's why AEW is kind of a rare breed.
Well, it's not really that. I've seen that interview with Khan recently, and he says wrestlers don't have creative control. It's more like a conversation between him and the wrestler themselves. They can like talk about stuff and do stuff that makes sense. Not like what they did in WCW, you know.
I mean, I understand suggestions and stuff. I'm just saying there comes a point when you have to kind of, put your foot down as the promoter.
But you gotta.
But I am sure Tony Khan has probably rejected ideas before.
Yeah, of course. But you gotta think this: Tony Khan's a big wrestling mark, while Vince is he just wants to make money right now. Right now, AEW, as James said, AEW was focused on the art of wrestling and the partnership. They're building a larger audience with having the open door policy. AEW is a company for the diehard wrestling fans that care more about the matches than some entertainment-wise, like WWE does with Raw. Raw is 3 hours, and you see probably 5 to 10 promos. While AEW...
Real quick, I was reading my messages on my phone. Was he saying that AEW or WWE had like 5 to 10 promos a show?
No, I said they have like 5 to 10 promos or segments per show, you know?
Oh, WWE.
While AEW may have like maybe 4 or 5 at the most. If that. And then you have like these highlight matches you don't see on weekly shows in WWE. But granted, WWE does change onto the bigger pay-per-views like SummerSlam. You see matches like Edge and Seth Rollins, John Cena and Roman Reigns. You see matches like that you don't exactly think is too choreographed like the weekly stuff.
Oh yeah.
You can't tell who's gonna win.
Those matches were actually pretty good. I think they were.
Pay-per-view wise, WWE has some solid matches. I'm not gonna lie. But
and they can when they want to on TV as well. I mean, there's really no excuse for it on TV.
I mean, every week is just pretty much the same fixed thing. You know how the match is going to end up.
I don't know how much it'll affect like our viewership, but apparently IWA Riot is going live, so
that's okay.
Either way, so I mean, if you guys are in IWA or just fans of EFED wrestling, then would rather watch Call Wrestling instead of hearing people talk about their opinions on Call Wrestling, IWA Riot is live now. I'll put the link in the live chat for everybody.
Yeah, man. Okay, let's talk about how about Impact. Impact
You
is.
watch that?
I don't really. Oh, if you can find it on the right channel, which you can't.
I
mean,
have
what is
been
it?
on.
Destiny.
Yeah, I have access.
You have access. I mean,
Yeah, access.
I'd be willing to watch it if I had it, but I don't. Most providers don't have it. That's what I'm trying to say.
That Dish Network has it.
I mean, just a few months ago, Impact had the lowest viewership of all time, 69,000 viewers. I mean, that's sad.
Right.
I've seen more viewers on YouTube wrestling promotions.
Oh well, I have too. I think what Impact needs more than anything is to be put on a bigger network.
I mean, ever since the spike and then their battle with WWE, it went downhill. I mean, for a while.
But with their partnership with AEW, they could probably get put on a bigger network.
Yes, possibly so. I mean, Impact has potential. They have great wrestlers. I don't know if you've seen, but Eddie Edwards and David Richards are back together. The Wolves. I mean, David Richards left Impact years ago because his wife was pregnant.
And he just never came back.
And he's actually, they're actually gonna return together in a different promotion. I want to say the day before Halloween, October 30th, against the Switchblade. Not Switchblade. Yeah, Switchblade.
Well, they are facing them too.
Yeah, they're facing Moxley and Sami Calacan. But you got to think about this. I mean, when's the last time you seen Moxley and Calacan together? It's been years too. So that's two union tag teams facing each other. Way
before Moxley went to WWE.
I mean, that's way before. That's their young careers. I mean, come on.
That's like 2008, 9, maybe 2010 ish.
I mean, think about 2 years ago. Impact was getting up there and getting noticed right before AEW really started kicking in overdrive. And Sami Callihan, I would say, of that year, he was one of the top 3 heels in professional wrestling. He faced people like Tessa Blanchard. That was the year Tessa Blanchard won the world title. And he was feuding with her. We all know how that went.
Oh, yeah. I hate to interrupt you, but we got a CSWA checking in.
Oh, yeah. You can go ahead and
we just mentioned you a moment ago, James. Wwe and Aew, I'll go ahead and explain this to him. Though it says EFED Q&A right now, James, we're just having a general discussion about all things pro wrestling, you know. We were talking about the thing that you had commented about the difference between WWE and AEW, and allow me to say this. I don't think you could have summed it up any better. Talking about how AEW is wrestling, WWE, they're more about the presentation, like you're talking about. I mean, that is legit how WWE is.
WWE caters to casual fans, while AEW caters to diehard fans. That's really how it is.
Well, AEW's done a lot of stuff I've actually really enjoyed.
But they've also done some stuff I like. Have you seen the Mimosa match?
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with that.
That was, as Chris Jericho would say, a stupid idea from bad creative.
And he was the bad creative in this instance, because he told Tony Khan what he had in mind, and Tony Khan approved of this. I mean, let me ask you this, Donald. If you were a promoter, how would you feel if one of your wrestlers came up to you like, I have the perfect idea. We are going to put giant bats of mimosa at ringside, and the way to win is by putting them in the mimosa. I would probably be asking them, okay, when did Vince Russo call you?
Next thing you know, we're going to have a Darby Allin on a pole match, Sting versus CM Punk.
Oh, and we're probably going to have Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker wrestle in mud next week.
Well,
but...
Alright, so, Sarge says AEW has veterans there to help young talent, which is true. They sign a lot of ex-WWE talent, a lot of older talent, but they don't use them like WWE uses someone like Goldberg. They use them to put over the younger talent.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, then there's Goldberg. I mean, you could argue, I mean, he's starting to put guys over. I mean, he kind of put Lashley over. I don't really know if I'd consider a referee stoppage proper, put over. But
you also got to think about stuff like what he did to what it was. Kevin Owens, he took the title from. That's the last time Kevin Owens was relevant.
Yeah, Fastlane.
Oh, by the way, Kevin Owens deal comes up this January.
I just thought of something.
What?
That was 4 years ago.
Yes, the last time Kevin Owens was relevant. Oh, I'm gonna see if I actually shared this post, but the plans for Adam Cole was leaked.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, Adam Cole was gonna have his name changed, and he was gonna become a heel manager for Keith Lee.
Yeah, that's
I'm like,
insane.
yeah, no. But let me read this. WWE roster is what's it say here? I can't put my glasses back on here. WWE roster is Impact 2009 to 2012. I wouldn't go that far, James, because there's no Dixie Carter. For better or for worse, I mean, there's still Vince.
Well, it was a little cheesy in Impact at that time, but honestly, Impact was better than what the current standing of WWE is.
Hell, I'd take the AJ Styles pregnancy angle. You remember this?
I don't know, maybe you gotta remind me.
It was when AJ Styles was feuding with Kazarian and Daniels. It was like 2011, and Dixie Carter says that she knows this woman, and this woman starts showing up every week, claiming to be the mother to AJ's. What was it? His like son or daughter? They had the gender even, and then eventually, Bad Influence comes out with the fucking baby doll dressed up as AJ Styles. Oh my god! And get this, I saw this on Wrestling with Regret. So, she was like some small time actress, you know, who was mainly doing small parts, you know, in like local commercials and shit. Yeah. And just to protect her reputation from this angle, she literally like changed her name or some shit.
Oh wow. Why would you even agree to do that then?
I don't know. You'd have to be a real idiot.
Yeah, as I was saying
that
earlier,
or a bunch of money. I mean,
yeah. Earlier, Kevin Owens, as I was saying earlier, they shortened his contract. He originally contract was supposed to be up in 2023, but now it's this January.
Did you see he posted the coordinates to Mount Rushmore, like the Pro Wrestling Gorilla stable?
Yeah.
Which was him, Adam Cole, and the Young Bucks. For those who didn't know, themselves Mount Rushmore.
But what did? Okay, say what do you even have happen if you have all these former Bullet Club and Elite members and all these people who used to be allied come together? How does that mesh with each other?
Well, let me ask you this. 1 second, Don. Let me ask you this, James. You're in the chat. So, say Kevin Owens signs and he gets involved in this angle. Do you think Owens would join the Elite, or do you think Owens would join the Bullet Club? If that were to happen in AEW.
Oh, man.
I mean, it seems like the Bullet Club lets any and everybody in.
Says Gallows and Anderson go back to the Bullet Club.
Well, yeah.
Owens joined the Elite.
Do you see about a month ago they brought in Hikuleo, Haku's son, and he's in the Bullet Club. And Haku's kinda, sorta a member of the Bullet Club.
But what do we do with the Gorillas of Destiny? They're also part of the Bullet Club.
Well, I'm sure they'll come over eventually. I mean, they've been teasing it for a while.
I mean, what do you do?
I'm not gonna lie. I almost said Guerrillas of War as in Guerrilla Cruise and all that. No. But yeah, I think you have to bring in the Gorillas of Destiny.
I mean, they got all
they're the key tag team. And
my main thing is, what do you do with all these guys once they're all here, and you only have one mid-card title? What do you do?
CSWA James said Kevin Owens would join the Elite, which is probably the most likely route. I don't really see a world where Kevin Steen, it wouldn't be Owens anymore, it'd be Kevin Steen again.
Yeah, back to Steen.
Would be put in the Bullet Club, unless he went over to Japan. Speaking of Japan, James, a lot of people are talking about possibly having Bryan Danielson go over to New Japan. I don't know about you. I know you're a big fan of Japan. But if you're anything like me, you want to see this.
Yeah, but James says
there for a minute,
coming.
Well, trios titles.
6-man
Yeah,
tag.
it's been a good, like 25 years, maybe more, since we've had a good trios title. WCW had one for a long time, and it was predated by the NWA 6-man tag titles. And I know, Donald, you don't know much about this, but I'll kind of give you a little bit of a history lesson. All you need to know was it was held by Dusty Rhodes and the Road Warriors. There really wasn't much else to it, except for the time the Russians held it, I think.
I mean, as much factions as the AEW has, it'd be a solid standing division. At least I think so.
Yeah, there really weren't many notable holders I can remember. Again, James was there at the time. That actually held the NWA/WCW 6-man tag titles. I think the Freebirds held the WCW iteration.
Dark Order needs a new leader, he says.
Dark Order needs a new leader.
Oh, yeah, there's a bit of conflict between each other right now.
What I'm saying is this. Because he's out there and he still does wrestling appearances. I mean, I think their next leader should not be a wrestler, but it should be a mouthpiece, and it should be Kevin Sullivan. Kevin Sullivan would be perfect for the Dark Order. I mean, think, Kevin Sullivan, one of the darkest, most demented wrestlers in history. I mean, let me tell you something about Kevin Sullivan, Donald. When he was in Florida in the 70s and 80s, Kevin Sullivan had this, like, satanic cult. Like, his gimmick was he was a Satanist. And it was his job to, like, kayfabe out, like, in public and pretend to be a Satanist. And he was so good at that people actually legitimately thought he was this devil worshipper. And one of the people in his stable, he said it came from the fucking sea, and they did I think it was a promo that was on location at the fucking sea where this guy rises out of the sea, and they had woman, aka Nancy Benoit, who was, oh my god, smoking hot. But either way, James Mitchell, that might be another option.
Possible still, but I know.
Yeah. James, you just killed that idea for me. Yeah, I don't think we need the Dark Order to become the varsity club.
Oh yeah.
Oh, imagine fucking it'd be like, Rotunda's coming to freaking Dark Order, and you think it's gonna be Wyndham Rotunda, you know, Bray Wyatt, but no, it's IRS.
Well, I don't think it'll be very smart to put Wyatt with the Dark Order at all. If
I would put Eric Redbeard with him though.
Possibly, but I don't know. But my thing is,
Father James Mitchell. I mean, if we get like the ECW style promos where he's like in these random ass locations, like abandoned buildings and shit, where he's speaking in riddles and, you know, talking in this like evil, sinister voice and that wonderful laugh. I think that James Mitchell has the best evil laugh in all of professional wrestling, and anyone who is watching or listening knows this to be a fact. And Pillman Jr. is getting a push. Yeah, Donald, did you see that epic MJF heel promo in Cincinnati a couple nights ago? Or was it last night?
I didn't get
last night.
I didn't get to see it yet, but I heard
about
it.
So MJF comes out, and they were in Cincinnati, okay?
Yeah.
And that's Brian Pillman Jr.'s hometown. That was his dad, Brian Pillman's hometown as well. So he comes down, and MJF, and he runs down Pillman Jr.'s family, and he also runs down the Cincinnati Reds. I mean, he does a great job of doing this. I'd play it if it wasn't for copyright. But either way, it's a wonderful heel promo, and it's Exhibit A of how great of a fucking heel MJF is. Like, MJF, one of the best, and he proves it week in, week out with his promos. And the way he got heat with that crowd from saying some of the most basic generic heel things, it's unbelievable. Like, he's got freaking nuclear heat. And he goes after Pillman Jr.'s family, who were in the front row. And out comes Pillman Jr. in a Cincinnati Bengals jersey with his dad's name on the back, because his dad actually played for the Cincinnati Bengals for a while. And his dad, I believe he got injured or something. He wasn't in the NFL for long. But either way, he comes out with a Pillman jersey, and he basically, you know, generic face promo as well. Basically like,
Yeah.
I'm going to take up for my hometown and all this. And then he, later in the night, challenged MJF to a match the next week. So this coming Wednesday at the Dynamite Grand Slam, the yearly event they have, which is going to be, I believe this is the show they're holding in New York. It's going to be MJF versus Brian Pillman Jr. And as James was talking about, he's getting himself a pretty big push. And I think Pillman Jr. is worth it. And also, I think he's a bit over right now, especially after that Dark Side of the Ring documentary, and people realize just, how rough his upbringing was, and, maybe a lot of people can relate. I personally think Pillman Jr., I think even if he wasn't the son of Brian Pillman, I'd still like him. Like, Brian Pillman Jr. is a great wrestler, one of the best wrestlers probably in AEW. That might sound, a bit out there, but I think he is. Brian Pillman Jr. is wonderful.
I wouldn't say the best.
I've seen his work in MLW. I mean, I know you're a big MLW guy. You've surely seen it.
Yeah, I've seen his work in MLW. It was great. But I wouldn't. He's good, but I wouldn't call him
September
the
22nd.
best.
It's not the next week. Oh, either way, must be a couple weeks from now. It's Grand Slam, or they're doing Dynamite. There's, they do so many freaking specials. Dynamite does.
Yeah.
I want to see Eddie Kingston win the TNT title in New York. Yeah, I think Eddie Kingston would be a great TNT champion. And we've talked privately, James, and I'll just say this publicly, just when we're talking about our wrestling opinions. I seriously think that Eddie Kingston is one of, if not the best talker in the entire professional wrestling business today. Have you seen the Being the Elite videos, Donald, where the Elite would give Eddie Kingston random things to promo on, and he'd cut these scathing promos on different household objects and shit?
No, I didn't, but I already know Eddie Kingston's a great promo artist.
He's essentially the real wrestling equivalent of the Iron Bison. Also, I wanted to mention Outcast Elite Wrestling, the Iron Bison. Oh my god. Top tier promos, but either way, we'll get to that in due time when we get to our EFED portion of the discussion. Because I really want to talk about some of his promos he's been cutting lately. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, I second James. I really do want to see Eddie Kingston win the TNT title in New York. I think that's the best place for Eddie Kingston to win the title. Matter of fact, in my mind, it's probably the only place they can really do it. Also, kind of important to note was Eddie Kingston isn't a character. He's today's version of the Iron Sheik. Donald, you may not know why I'm laughing. James knows, and I think anyone else who's a die-hard wrestling fan, especially old school shit, I'm just waiting for him to call Hulk Hogan a jabroni. And James, have you seen the Iron Sheik's Twitter? It is probably the greatest thing in the world. If not, do yourself a favor. Follow the Iron Sheik on Twitter. Thank me later. Yeah, Iron Sheik. I think to an extent, every wrestler, is kind of sort of a character, but Eddie Kingston's one of those guys who I'd classify as, maybe, really, they're not.
Yeah, just himself, pretty much.
Yes, he's seen the Iron Sheik's Twitter. It's wonderful. Like that one time Logan Paul's I'll pay anyone, what was it, $1,000 or whatever to kick my ass. And everyone's calling him out. It's I'm getting a phone call, Donald. Maybe you can hold people off for a minute. I'm going to beat myself.
We'll do. Alright, but yeah, let me look for something. Today's the day, actually, Bronson Reed becomes a free agent. I know James was talking about him possibly wanting to go to New Japan. I think that would be great. Honestly, I wouldn't say WWE misused him, but it definitely was a shocker when they released him. Definitely. I mean, just a month ago, he fought against Adam Cole, and look, now both of them are gone. I mean, I don't think anybody expected that.
It was the American Heart Association. At least that's what they call themselves. I'm like, yeah, I don't have one. And then I hung up.
Oh wow. No, I was just talking about Bronson Reed became a free agent
Bronson
today.
Reed. Oh, did he become free agent today?
Yeah, today.
New Japan or Impact? You know, this might sound a bit crazy, but I think Bronson Reed would fit in well in New Japan.
Yeah, as I was just saying. I mean, I also say I don't think WWE misused him. I mean, he was just in matches against Adam Cole. He was just North American champion. I thought he was actually on the rise to possibly be NXT champion. And then just a month ago, it was Adam Cole versus Reed. Now they're both gone. I don't think nobody expected that.
Impact can build up a roster with Reed, White, and a few others. With this whole Forbidden Door thing, though, I could see Bronson Reed going to both and probably working in both at the same time. Like, what I mean, like, New Japan and Impact. Reed is like a Michael Elgin. That's actually a pretty accurate comparison. I never thought of it that way.
Just been seeing on AEW Dark, Max Caster did a pre-approved rap promo.
What?
Hey, check this out. Check that out. He's like, yo, this rap has been approved by AEW management. Yo, we're the Acclaimed, and we came to say that we're feeling pretty darn good today. These two guys are formidable opponents, but against us, they don't have any components.
What?
How about those Jaguars? They sure are crazy. Bones also got a line. He's like, hello everybody, the Acclaim are here. Make sure you watch the brand new reality show, Rose to the Top. And then fucking Max Caster ended up ripping a promo, and he hit a big pop, and it was went back to being unscripted.
Did you hear, Jesus Christ. Oh my god, that is funny as fuck. But either the Acclaim will be tag team champions next year. Please, for the love of God, Max Caster needs a title.
Yo, I fucking love the Acclaim. They gave me that Thugonomics John Cena vibe, but tag team wise.
Oh yeah. But what I was trying to say a moment ago, did you hear? I don't know if they've already started, but AEW Dark's going to be held out of the old Impact zone.
Oh wow, I heard about that. Honestly, AEW Dark is pretty good. I mean, people don't think about it, but technically AEW has 4 different shows. 2 of them is on YouTube and 2 of them is on TV. I mean, people say they don't use all the talent, but they're obviously not watching AEW Dark.
Or Dark Elevation.
Yeah, or Dark Elevation, which all of this sometimes coincides with some of the actual TV stuff. James says off to watch football. Have fun with that, buddy.
You're off to watch football. We all know how that one's going to end. Buccaneers are going to destroy the Cowboys.
Okay,
because the GOAT against Dak Prescott, I mean.
Okay,
well, while you're off to watch football, which, I only do that on Saturday nights nowadays. OHIO, Here soon we'll take down your Nittany Lions. That's going to be fun to watch. He's a Penn State fan, and I'm a Ohio State Buckeyes fan.
What's this? Lance Archer and Suzuki will issue a challenge on next week's Dynamite.
Suzuki?
Yes.
Minoru Suzuki standing around for another one?
Apparently, him and Lance Archer is going to be issuing a challenge on next week's Dynamite. I'm not sure about what, it doesn't say. But this is an interesting combo. Last night, AEW got 1.3 million viewers, the second highest rating in AEW history. They're slowly getting up there.
Who? Oh,
AEW got 1.3 million views last night, second highest rating ever by Dynamite. Did you hear about the Triple H's cardiac event?
I'd have a heart attack too if I saw what Vince McMahon did to NXT.
Well, apparently this coming Wednesday.
Well, was it a heart attack or is it just classified as a cardiac event?
I don't know. WWE with their official. Yeah, they didn't really.
They were kind of vague about what actually happened.
Pretty vague. And
how typical.
Apparently, Tony Nese tweeted, although the talent I've mixed it up with the past few years with some of the best talent in the world, I really can't wait to not wrestle the same motherfucker names every week. So obviously you think he's getting released soon. And then Lazzarato tweets out, "You didn't like our 100-week main event run?" Well, we wish you the best in the future endeavors.
NGW in the house. Nick's here.
Question and answer. You can go ahead and explain it to him while I'm looking at some topics
Yeah,
right
this
now.
is just EFED / Real Wrestling podcast out of character. We're just talking about real wrestling right now.
I was looking at some of the stuff on the 434 page right now.
Yeah,
yeah, they don't really specify Triple H's.
Feel free to ask EFED questions and stuff as well.
Yeah. They don't specify
anything.
nothing.
This is an open forum, just no politics. That's it. Which with you, we know you ain't gonna do that. So.
Yeah, and let's see what else we got.
Got 3 people now, so 4 people. Oh, we got up to 4 people. Whoever's in here.
4 now. Okay.
Oh, okay. This was a sudden spike.
Yeah,
I'll hop on after a karate workout.
If we're still on,
Nicholas
yeah, sure.
Cash, the karate master.
I'm not sure how long you could be on here, but I don't have to go to work for a few hours.
And
we
I don't have work until tomorrow morning, so.
Oh yeah, so we good. So depends how long his karate workout's gonna be. Nicholas Cash in the house.
Nicholas Cash.
Well, let's see. This karate workout will probably be done in about maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. I don't know if it's gonna be that long. But
it's gonna be like that freaking episode of SpongeBob where he gets invited to Karate Island.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, guys, just rule of thumb: expect a boatload of SpongeBob references.
It's only an hour.
Only an hour.
Yeah, we'll be on probably an hour still.
Oh yeah, we'll be here.
We ain't got nothing else better to do.
We have no life.
I mean,
I'll just tell you all a story while you're all here. So Donald, I'm not gonna say where. Yeah, that's good. Well, I'm not gonna say where Donald works, but so I googled the number to the business in which he works, and the only reason I figured out where he lived was because he had mentioned it one time in the chat. So I googled it, and I called him. I'm like, yes, this is Brian Brady. Is there a Sandra Cool around? And Mad Dog X called him one time, I think.
Mad Dog X was drunk.
Mad Dog X was drunk.
He didn't even know what to say by the time he actually answered the phone. He was more lost than I was. But let's see what's going on here.
Got 3 people in here right now. So if y'all are here, again, this is EFED Q&A, but it's not only really an EFED Q&A. That's just what we put for all intensive purposes. This is anything. Real wrestling, sports.
Apparently this past Monday they had a tag team turmoil shitfest.
Yawn.
Bobby Lashley and MVP won, so they're going to be facing the Arcade Bro for the tag team titles next Monday. But it's also been announced that Randy Orton is facing Bobby Lashley for the world title at the pay-per-view.
Get it right, Donald is the almighty WWE champion, Bobby Lashley.
Whatever. CM Punk says that Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole joining AEW is bigger than Kevin Nash and Scott Hall joining WCW.
Oh, okay, I wouldn't get, too ahead of yourself. But...
Kenny Omega has just surpassed Jon Moxley's reign and is now the longest reigning AEW World Champion.
Well, I think that was kind of, bound to happen.
Oh, yeah, of course. But
on a random note, the people who are making the Marvel Spider-Man games on PlayStation, they just announced they're making a Wolverine game.
Oh, that'd be cool. I played the one off the 360 Xbox.
But this is like Wolverine with Marvel Spider-Man mechanics. So this sounds fucking awesome.
Okay.
We got 3 likes for a podcast or pilot episode. I'll take it.
Okay, let's see. On AEW Dark,
Yeah, most people are off watching
Elevation,
football. I mean, imagine
Evil
watching the
Uno
Buccaneers and
said that he's
Cowboys.
looking out for the best interest of every member in the Dark Order. 5 challenge Evil Uno to a match, and if Uno really wants to show that he can be a leader. So there's some turmoil going on right now, so anything's bound to happen with them. Do you remember when everyone was raving about possibly either Brody or Matt Hardy being the leader of the Dark Order back in the day? Well,
Oh
it
yeah,
was
and
a
there
year
were all
ago.
the other possible options in between.
Yeah, and everybody was just, and then it actually Brody Lee, and then he really made the Dark Order relevant.
It's just unfortunate what happened to him.
Yeah, man, I haven't seen anybody come together like they did after Brody Lee died in the pro wrestling community. You normally see a bunch of bullshit in the pro wrestling community, but
I mean, and they're always split. Like some people are like, "Oh well, he was a good man," and the whole memorial tournaments and shit. But with Brody Lee, everyone came together, regardless of promotion. WWE did their own little memorial thing. They also, this was still when the network was a thing, so they put up a best of Luke Harper, remember? And
yeah. Let's switch gears and let's go back to the John Morrison and Karrion Kross thing. So John Morrison held Moist TV with special guest Karrion Kross. Morrison says Kross made a splash on Raw.
Oh god damn it!
And wants to know more about him. Kross says he could be anyone's worst nightmare in a reality and plans to eliminate Morrison from existence.
What?
And then the next
He
part
plans on eliminating
update.
Morrison from existence.
And then in the match, Karrion Kross ended up beating John Morrison after Morrison squirted him with the dripstick. What is going on right now? That's what are they doing to the Karrion
John
Kross?
Morrison is evolving into Aquaman.
More like, what are they doing with Nikki Ash? Or / Nikki Cross. I'm not calling her Nikki Ash.
Stand back, there's a Nikki Cross coming through.
But one thing I do praise WWE for doing is the current standing of Damian Priest. Damian Priest is really, right now, the only one that's really getting pushed properly.
On Raw.
Yeah, I mean, you got Bobby Lashley, but Bobby Lashley's already to the top. You got... I also got to praise that match just, not this past Monday, but a week ago. Priest versus McIntyre versus Sheamus. That's one of the best matches on Raw since John Morrison and Ricochet.
Yeah, again, I don't watch Monday Night Raw, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I specifically went back to watch it just for that one match. I tried watching the rest of it, it was cool. But that was the one match that stood out of the show.
Yeah. John Morrison and Ricochet, based off of the highlights I saw and based off what you told me about it, it was just what? It was essentially a Lucha Underground match on Raw.
Pretty much. It actually seemed like they let them do what they wanted to do.
Cool.
Let's see.
Oh my goodness. Either way, sorry, I was looking down at my phone. Either way, oh yeah. But, back to Karrion Kross for a moment. What is it? So, he threatened to eliminate Morrison from existence. Morrison squirts him with a, whatever the hell the dripstick is.
Have you
I'm just
not seen
wondering.
his t-shirt?
What?
His t-shirt
You're going
is
to send it to me in Messenger.
Yes, I will. His t-shirt is the dripstick, which is one of the little cheap water things. It looks like a crayon almost.
Yeah.
And, the shirt has like a splash and everything, and the words say, "America's most moist." No.
America's most moist.
No, I don't think it's something in that area. Let me look it up. John Morrison.
Moist.
I know it has moist in it. I know that's for sure.
I bet Vince McMahon's in the back. Ah, such good shit.
There you go. I got the t-shirt right here. Yeah, America's moist wanted. Not most wanted. America's moist wanted. And he's selling this t-shirt for $27.99.
For $27.99, you can get a shirt that says "America's Most Wanted" with a dripstick on it.
And this is not on 3washop.com.
No.
I just sent it to you. Check it out. You might have to zoom in. Just no.
Yeah, I'll look. So here we go. What? You don't want to know what that kind of looks like.
Oh, man. What's going on right here?
America's Most Wanted. Looks like a popsicle inside of a pot for a potted plant, surrounded by water, with this weird ass font. And this is being sold for $27.99. This looks like something they'd sell in the fucking indies.
Ohio Valley Wrestling this week on OVW. The Good Word with Reverend Ronnie Roberts.
Who's like Reverend Ronnie Roberts?
This looks like Reverend Devon from an indie show. What is going on? I mean, we don't know we all love wrestling, but everyone's got to admit they've done some very stupid things.
Oh, professional wrestling's a weird place. We once got Vince McMahon versus God. I mean,
oh my gosh.
You know, that story was kind of weird.
Kinda. You don't say.
Yeah. Well, it started off alright, you know. Shawn Michaels versus Vince McMahon, they were having that rivalry. And they had a match at WrestleMania, and that's where they should have left it. But no, they were not intent on leaving it there. So we get a tag team match. Vince McMahon, and to quote Vince McMahon, Shawn Michaels and God are going to face me and the product of my semen shame. I mean, which made everyone laughing, because he literally just called his own son the product of his semen on live television.
Oh, man.
I mean, you know, that's quite the way to, you know, introduce your son. The product of my semen. Let's see here. I'm still sending out invites. Not invites, but links. No invites. I mean, anyone who's in the 3WA PlayStation party is more than welcome to hop on. Yeah, and if you want to hop on, I can always add you all PSN. Let's see here. Look for people. So, since we've talked about Raw, but what are your thoughts on Smackdown? The Roman Reigns story.
Roman Reigns is probably the best thing WWE has going for them right now. Roman Reigns is finally the heel that everyone wanted him to be. I don't think they really hated Roman Reigns as much as they knew he was a good heel, and they tried to force him down our throat as a babyface.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really like Roman Reigns' face. I couldn't stand Roman Reigns.
Same. It was just like freaking Samoan John Cena.
They're shoving this guy down our throat. Yeah.
Samoan John Cena.
But when they made him a heel and he starts this whole tribal chief, head of the table stuff, fucking brilliant. I loved it.
Not wrestling news, but Spider-Man No Way Home runtime, it will be 2 hours and 37 minutes.
Oh, yay. 2 hours and 37 minutes of constant Easter eggs and callbacks to the Sony movies. Actually, I'm fine with that. Bringing in all the old villains and stuff being played by the original actors. Like Willem Dafoe's playing the Green Goblin. Alfred Molina's playing Dr. Octopus. We also have Jamie Foxx as Electro. This stuff I'm cool with.
Apparently apparently hotels are price gouging down here in Louisiana after the hurricane.
What is?
Apparently some of the hotels are starting to price gouge.
Oh, lovely.
And not a good look after a hurricane. That was actually the reason we didn't have 3WA Live last week. And that's the reason we had to do a double.
A hurricane and not Helms.
Yeah. Stand back, a hurricane's coming through. But a real one this time.
I should bitch slap you. So, should we get into the EFED portion of this now?
Yeah, it's only been about an hour, so yeah.
Yeah, we've killed enough time talking about pro wrestling and video games and college football.
So, we gotta save some time for when Nick gets here too, so.
Well, yeah, I mean, we gotta save some material. So, where do we start? I mean, what's going on in the EFED world right now? Anybody? Donald? Anything of note?
Oh, we could probably start talking about 3WA this Saturday. Just to get it out of the way, you know. 3WA this Saturday is United We Stand, the 9/11 Memorial pay-per-view. I'll start listing off the card right now. We have a United States Championship, Tyson York facing NGW Superstar Outlaw. Outlaw, of course, up in the ranks in NGW World Title contention, looks to stake his claim to a main roster title once and for all. We got International Championship, Noah Youngblood, member of Havoc, taking on Zinder Zaccone, the former 3WA World Champion. Then we get a 30-minute Iron Man match, something that's been building up for a long time. Ryan Steele versus Bobby Wade for the television title. Let's keep it going. Women's Tag Team Championships, System X versus Legit Bosses, Sarah, Wade, and Charlotte. Then we have Women's Championship, Eva Cyanide taking on Eliza Black. Then we got Tag Team Championships, Wolf Lair and Devious Money. Then we had to do a bit of changes around, and we have the Money in the Bank match now. Crown a new Mr. Money in the Bank after some issues with the man with the iron fist killed Shaw with his visa. Mason Brooks takes on Conor Omega, King Dominator, Mad Dog X, Xander Young, Clinton Cage, Jason Ramirez, and Shikar Muhammad in a ladder match to crown the new Mr. Money in the Bank. And then to top off the show, we have a World Championship rematch between the new champion, Slade, and the former World Champion, Michael Blaze. Also to be mentioned, after United We Stand, due to a moving process and some other variations, I care not to mention right now, the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're probably not going to have any 3WA shows. Just to do, mainly because of the fact that I'm moving, I have to switch over the lights, the Wi-Fi, gas bill, whatnot. Just move everything out of the house, clean the house, the whole shebang. And that's pretty much it. XCW in the house.
XCW. Oh, I see that now, Mike. So, yeah, good afternoon where you are. For me, it's apparently, because for me, it's 8 p.m. But either way, good evening.
Yeah, for me it's almost 8
so, either way, Mike, we're talking about different things going on in the EFED world, as well as pro wrestling, video games, you name it, as long as it's not political. I don't know what kind of politics you have in Canada, but either way.
Canada. Well, Canada's not that much different time zone from us.
Canada.
Because where you live.
Yeah, what I was trying to say though is maybe Mike, you could tell people in the live chat what's going on in XCW. I mean, I know, but maybe you could, put in the live chat so people have an idea. That's what we're here for, talking about the goings on in EFED. So maybe Mike, you have something you can tell everyone about. We know right now, I will say this, talking about the Nick Bruiser, Aaron O'Connor rivalry.
go ahead and tell us about that. Not too familiar with it, honestly. Been a little bit busy with the whole movie situation. I actually had to vacate my Universal title the other day, just because I wasn't able to be active enough. Honestly, had to play a kayfabe injury in TCW, vacate my main title I just won. But I'll be getting a rematch when I return.
In other words, hand me back my title.
Rumor has it that Nick Bruiser wanted to. Okay, so
read that out loud of my. Oh, here we go. Rumor has it Nick Bruiser to hire DTM to kick Aaron O'Connor's ass.
Okay, so while we are the character here, the main reason I'm not joining any places that 2K19, because I don't have 2K19. First of all, DTM is severely outdated on 2K19, and it just doesn't feel the same. There's really only one place that I really focus a little bit on is CSWA, because James did his best to make a DTM for me. But maybe once 2K22 comes out, maybe we can possibly see something with DTM XCW possibly. But definitely it has to be the same game that I'm on, because it's just not going to happen otherwise than that, most likely.
Yeah, with me, I'm kind of in the same boat. James made me a call on 19 for Impact Call Wrestling, but that was with Ryan, and now that I don't have Ryan, I'm pretty much, all but done.
Ryan, one of the recently released superstars in CSWA.
Ryan still got released?
Yes.
Well, he wasn't really active there, was he?
That's the reason, yes.
Activity.
And Ryan's in quite a few places, but Ryan's also like me. It's on the last game, so it's a little. It doesn't really cater to how he wants to look at stuff. He wants to look at the current person, like I do.
Yeah, like a lot of people. Well, I'm not kidding. Most people, their calls on 2K19 are pretty outdated, unless you're someone like, say, Jason Ramirez, who updates both at the same time.
Yeah, I mean,
not many people do that. More people are focused on updating their calls on 2K20. They don't really pay attention to 19 anymore. 19's an afterthought for a lot of people.
Well, 19's gonna be shutting down soon, very soon.
Yeah, it'll be shutting down the same day 2K20 will.
Oh, yikes. So I kind of guys be forced to do stuff, right?
Yeah, so we're being forcefully moved to,
Can you imagine if it's trash and we're forced to move?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's fair to say that I'm going to be sticking on the same...
We won't be allowed to backtrack this time, so...
We may not be allowed to backtrack, but perhaps everyone on 2K20, 2K19, upload all your logos that you plan on keeping and whatnot. And
face textures,
logos,
tattoos,
arena logos, make sure your arenas are right, and all that stuff.
Belt designs.
Just in case you do have to stay on that one game. Because if I have to, which I hope I don't have to, I want to stay on 2K20, but if I have to, I guess I got to if I have to, if it's trash, like 2K20.
I hope not, but they were talking about how it was delayed because it was broken, so that's not a good sign.
We've made do with a broken game before. I mean, we're still doing it right now.
We've made do with a broken game, yeah, but shit, I mean, look, a lot of EFEDs, yourself included, were kind of, forced to use Share Factory, I guess is the proper term. I mean, so because you were doing, live shows on
Crash,
Road and
yes.
Crap. That's about, you were kind of forced, for the most part, most people were to just learn how to use Share Factory if they wanted to properly put together an EFED on 2K20.
Honestly, I rather Share Factory now. You could do a commentary over something. Make sure there's no glitches within the game.
Cutscenes and
cutscenes added. Yeah. Well, let's
we
talk
even
about
have our own intro instead of one of the presets.
Yeah, let's talk about something like. Remember, I don't know what game it was, but years ago there was a thing called Create a Story.
That was on Smackdown versus Raw 2010 and lasted until 2K14.
And could you imagine that with nowadays PlayStation 4 stuff?
Oh my god.
Imagine the possibilities we can do. imagine
miss
the
story creator.
storylines. Imagine all that.
Oh man, I would use that.
Honestly, I mean, I really wish they bring it back, but that's also a lot of cutscenes to be added in. But I wouldn't mind, not at all.
Oh, me neither.
I mean,
But I mean, I remember there were some really weird cutscenes on there. Like, you could be in a green room, like the room was all green, and you could get like this briefcase with money and crap. Like, what's the purpose behind some of these?
I don't know, but I do.
But I guess that was what was so cool about them. You know, they were completely ridiculous. Some of them were.
I know. I remember some of the rundowns. We can possibly. Could you think about the possibility that somebody can, instead of actually doing a promo saying that someone got ran down, we can actually do a visual representation of getting ran down. That would be
and also,
cool.
You were able to insert like text and stuff, so someone.
That would be amazing. I mean,
sorry
at
about
the
that. I
time.
had to mute my mic for a second.
Okay. At the time.
I'm here now, though.
You're good. But yeah, at the time, nobody really thought nothing about it. But now everyone's into EFED, and it would be a great asset.
I think it would be. When EFED really started taking off, Story Creator was long gone.
Yeah, it really
He said
was.
he could pre-record a match on 20. Are you talking just for a one-off DTM appearance, or you just thought in general? Like,
yeah, we definitely got to talk about that.
Talking about pre-recording a match on 20, Mike said he could do that. I don't know if he's talking about, again, if it's just a match for you, or if he can just do that
no clue,
for
but,
entire shows.
I know right now, due to the issues with 2K20 right now, the current DTM that you see on the screen is not available at all on 2K20, because of DLC moves. DLC moves and whatnot really play a factor in not being able to get some of the calls nowadays, which really sucks.
Yeah, all the towers and all that bullshit.
No, even if
unless
you
have now, yeah, unless you have all the DLC. I mean,
no, if you have all the DLC,
how much DLC you have.
If you have all the DLC, it does not matter. You can have everything.
What?
Yes, that's true.
Seriously?
Yes. I mean, I can upload my call with some DLC stuff, and I can't even re-download him. Tell me how that makes sense.
You were the one who put the DLC content on him to begin with.
Yes, but I still have him on my side. But
I know. I'm
not
just
gonna,
saying.
My thing is,
it's crazy.
He's gonna get the wrestling code. Honestly, I'm gonna get all the wrestling games when they come out. To be honest,
He said he's
I'm
going
willing to try
wrestling
everything.
game. Yeah, I mean, Mike, I think what I'm gonna do on my end.
Well, the wrestling
I'm
code's
just
gonna be
gonna
PS5.
go with the best game. Yeah. It's gonna be PS5 only now. So, I mean, unless you want to make my call for me on Wrestling Code.
Yeah, we can pull a King Dominator.
King Dominator.
But,
well, I mean, I could make CFT on Wrestling Code if I could get my hands on a PS5.
But honestly, PS5 is going to have the AEW game, the next WWE game probably.
That'll also be on PS4.
Yeah. But also,
Wrestling Code. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to that too. Like, how about that?
I would love to integrate all three games somehow, but I don't know how the AEW game is going to be. I know it's going to be more arcade-ish from the looks of it. It looks like some 360 things going on from like 2K14 looks by the looks of it. But it looks like it runs smoothly. Just don't know how the creation suite's going to be, custom moves.
Yeah. I saw it had a really interesting roster. Guys like Muhammad Hassan, he's in it.
What?
That was interesting. They did an entire trailer built around Muhammad Hassan. You didn't see that?
For Wrestling Code?
Yeah. They also have an Inferno match that's back.
Wow.
That hasn't really been seen since 2K14. Yeah, good luck. You're on to get one for like triple the price on eBay and hope they don't send you a box full of rocks.
Will this also be on Xbox? Because if I have to, I'll get Or give
Series
me
of.
a new version of the GameCube.
No, that's the mini fridge or SpongeBob when he tried to be the marble.
No, that's what you call a PlayStation stand. That's what I use the Xbox
PS5
for.
just looks like an oversized Netgear router.
Yeah, I don't like the design from either Xbox, the new one, or the PlayStation 5.
Would love a 2K14 re-release. Of course, that will never happen, unfortunately.
I'd also love Call of Duty
I would
Black
love.
Ops 2 re-released on PlayStation. I mean, Xbox
Yeah,
has it. Well, why can't we have it?
I know it's never going to happen simply because the rosters. Yeah.
I mean, how about Here Comes the Pain?
Yeah, a lot of people want Here Comes the Pain back, and a lot of people are also saying that it appears that the AEW game is essentially going to be a modernized Here Comes the Pain.
I mean, I wouldn't mind that. I mean, even if it can't use it for EFED, I'd probably still play it every once in a while. I mean, hell, new wrestling game, new wrestling companies around. I mean, wrestling coach is gonna have all the indie talent. AEW's gonna have their talent. WWE's gonna have their talent.
Also, it's interesting to note we may have wrestlers that will show up on both the wrestling code and the AEW game.
Yeah, it's true. I believe Brian Pillman Jr. may be one of them.
There's quite a few that may be on both, which would be big for them. I mean,
RVD is gonna be on a wrestling code, I believe.
RVD is, yeah. Here, I'll Google it real quick. You keep track of the live chat for me for a moment.
Yeah,
I'll Google the wrestling code roster.
Yeah, just shoot me a message, Mike. We could talk about whatever need to be talked about. Oh, man. And let's see.
Okay, so according to the Smackdown Hotel, which is pretty accurate, kind of a long list, but I'll go through this. And just a heads up now, I may screw up some of these names. But here are the 116 wrestlers announced for the wrestling code. You ready?
116?
This is, yeah.
Whoa.
Alex Garcia, not Garcia, but Garcia. Alex Shelley, Alpha Female, Amazing Red, Anthony Green, yeah, Anthony Green, Ariane Andrew, Ashley Vox, Ashton Starr, Bear Boulder, Bear Bronson, the Beer City Bruiser, Big Iron, who is Connor from the Ascension.
Okay.
Brandon Tate, Brent Tate, Brian Cage. He'll probably be on both.
Yeah. For
sure. Sorry about that. My brother tried to come in. Brian Malonis, Bull James, who looks like Bull Dempsey from NXT. Yeah, that's who it is. The Bushwhackers. Cabana Man. I'm not going to read all these. We got EC3. Eli Drake was announced for it before he got signed to NXT, so I wonder if he's still going to be in it.
highly doubtful.
You think they'll pull him out? I think he will. Gangrel's in it.
Wow.
Kurt Angle. Ken Shamrock, JTG, Just Incredible, Jeff Cobb,
Oh.
Matt Morgan, Victor from the Ascension, Enzo, Spike Dudley, Petey Williams.
Oh, wow.
What? What the fuck? There's a guy on here named Ultimo Panda, and it's a guy in a panda suit.
What the hell?
Yeah. I don't know. The Sandman, Rob Van Dam, Scott Steiner. So there's about a 33 and 1/3% chance you're going to pick Scott Steiner the first time you play this. They got Shad Gaspard put in the game, though he passed away.
Oh, wow.
They put him in there in memory.
But you gotta think about it's just even the current.
I mean, he died a hero.
This could be outdated, honestly.
Simon Miller from WhatCulture.com.
Okay, I'm starting to question this list.
No, it's real. I looked it up. It's real.
I mean, you got Eli Drake on there
And
still.
also, there are going to be additional wrestlers put in as paid DLC.
Oh, great. More DLC. That's another thing
Yeah,
about
you
games
know,
nowadays.
the one thing everyone wants. More paid DLC. I just wish 2K22 would give us everything in free updates, but it won't. Because they're stingy. HWA had a show today.
Oh, really? I know yesterday was having
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah, well, he's now streaming 2K19 on his PS5.
Oh, that's great.
Was like, oh, you managed to get your hands on a PS5?
Congratulations. You want a cookie?
Yeah, really. Like I said, IWA Riot's probably close to over at this point, but it was on earlier. I don't know. Mike, I have a hard time remembering dates. Maybe if you're still in here, you can put in the comments when your next show is. If you even, like, know. I mean, if you don't know, just say if the next show is going to be. So, I guess something important to note is that after this week, it's not going to be like it is this week with just a Q&A. It's just going to be, we're going to have one topic, people can chime in on it.
Yeah, for sure. We have guests occasionally too as well.
Talk about, you know, EFED stuff and their experiences. Different topics, so perhaps we may put up like a Facebook poll or something. Maybe Donald, you could do that on your DTM Facebook page or something.
Possibly so.
And I could put it on mine as well, and we could, you know, merge the results. You know, talk about stuff, call believability, burnout, running an EFED in general, you know. These kind of things that would make for an interesting conversation. And what I mean by believable call, I don't mean like character. I mean a call that is not generic. Like a lot of people sign and create a bunch of generic calls for their shows. And I'm one of those guys. I don't know how, say, Mike or anyone else who's in here feels, but I'm one of those guys that when I'm scouting for you, Donald, I like to see the people's call.
Yeah, of course.
I think the call goes a long way.
It does.
Like the console does.
Oh.
I mean, imagine putting ample effort into DTM. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't look as nice as he does. That's just an example. But I'm just saying, some people don't put enough effort into their call.
Yeah, that's for I honestly used to be like that until I first got into the EFED world again after years of being gone. I mean, when I first joined 3Dub, DTM looked nothing like this. DTM was some generic call you can see that your 5-year-old cousin makes. And now DTM, it still isn't crazy like some of these calls nowadays, but he has something more than just some generic look. He has multiple logos. He has custom tattoos on him, the same ones, by the way, not switching up every single game to different tattoos.
There are very few calls who manage to keep the same tattoos in every game.
Well, the Smackdown Hotel website has some tattoos that you can download to your phone and upload.
Is that where you got yours?
Look at this. Good job, guys. What?
New Breed Universe, that's Rio. MJ Jones.
Rio?
Last villain alive, he was in HWA. He was their Uprising World Champion. Remember when we did the brand split and we had James Black as fucking Sergio? Yeah, interesting times. And New Breed Universe, go check him out. He does live commentary kind of like we do, Donald.
Yeah, I think we could probably talk about EFED stuff too right now. What do we need in
Yeah.
EFED? What
Say it again.
what do you think we need in EFED to make us stick
What
out?
do I, what do I think we need in EFED?
Yeah.
Um, well, I could probably name a few things, but one thing in particular is I think
That's a
people
good
need to
point
learn
right
to get
there.
along. What?
Look right there in the comments.
I don't see the comments. Can you read it? Unit. Well,
Exactly what you was about to say.
pretty much. To an extent, yeah, that's pretty much it. Unity. I mean, I understand, and I think all of us understand. Not everybody's going to get along. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
There are going to be people who are not going to be able to coexist with certain other people. This just happens. Not really much we can do about that. That's just based off the individual decisions of the person. And not really the promoter. Like, I've been to a bunch of EFEDs, and too many to count really, where a lot of the talent hate each other's guts. There's no better way of putting it. Like, it led to some entertaining promo battles, though. It really, really led to a lot of entertaining promo battles. That's the best part of having an EFED where no one gets along, is people are going to shoot on each other if they, want to put their focus on, like, doing promos, and it's going to be fucking epic. But yeah, that happens in real life too, real pro wrestling. I mean, these things happen. Not everyone is going to get along. Because everyone has, I think, New Breed, I know, MJ, you, probably have a different idea for your EFED than Donald does for his, and so forth, so forth. And you have like your own idea for what Rio should be doing, and Donald may have his own idea for what DTM should be doing. This kind of stuff. You get where I'm coming from here, Donald?
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, I understand everyone has their own ideas for their call in terms of creativity. Friday, Mike said that's the next show is Friday. So, for XCW. But, yeah, MJ here, like I said, he kind of books a few of the people that we book. Example being Mad Dog X. Like here, Mad Dog X is what, TV title division in there. Mad Dog X, I mean, I don't know what overall, MJ maybe can tell us, but I don't know what overall Mad Dog X is currently at, because every time, like, this is something that he does I've never seen anyone else do. Well, this is true, what he said a moment ago.
Okay.
Quarterback off Egypt.
Yeah.
But what should I say a moment ago? Something that he does in New Breed, Donald, which I think is kind of interesting. I don't think I've seen any other EFED do this. They're all sim matches as far as I know. Like every match, or at least, not every match, well, most matches, probably simulated. And you lose a little bit of your overall when you lose. And you gain a little bit of your overall when you win. Like, you go increase your overall.
Places like that,
It's been a while, though.
Yeah.
It used to be a little more common than it is now. The only place I know now that does that is New Breed. I
wonder, like, it depends on what you take away from the overall, how the call's gonna act, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of a little more complicated. That's the one reason I didn't do it like that. That's the one reason I decided to keep it all 100 overall, and rather not have certain divisions with certain overalls, because it would me reducing certain parts of the overall to probably lessen the call's ability.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't really know. Like, Donald, you're a promoter. I mean, I just make calls, for fun. But maybe you could explain a little more. Like, I always set my calls to 100 overall. When they're put up, that's what
I mean, that's
overall
the
they're at.
easiest way to do it, if I'm being honest. I mean,
It is, I
the
mean, and plus
simplest,
I know most
easiest
of these
way.
guys.
But,
Because most other people are going to be putting theirs at 100 too. Most calls that I've seen are
most of
100
them, yeah.
overall. Like when I download some from community creations, like some of my buddies' calls, just to test my calls on theirs and
Yeah.
Sims and stuff. Most of them have theirs set to 100.
Yeah, it's the easiest thing to do, to be honest. I think that's
Easiest
another reason why we have
thing to
these
do, and
super
probably the
matches.
smartest thing to do.
I mean, you got all 5 over reversal bars. We get. That's another thing. I wonder how it would be if we didn't limit reversals. Would it be crazy like it used to be in like 2K14, where it constantly reversed? Or what would even
He
go on?
wanted to point this out. MJ did. Everyone debuts in New Breed at 50 overall, and then they work their way up or go down.
Okay, but how do you decide what part of the overall goes up to bring their overall past 50? Do you go to the momentum? Because I know the momentum takes a lot of bars to go up.
Oh, you're asking what he goes for.
Yeah, like, do you go just like put one in each one evenly to bring them up, or what goes on there? That's what I'm really curious about, to be honest.
Oh, of his way of fixing the overall. I mean,
yeah, pretty much.
They start at 50, but what
I've
do you
thought
go for
about
first? I
doing this
mean,
before.
what do you agree?
I mean, 50 is a low overall too, by the way.
Well, I mean, reasonable for a debut. Everyone starts at 50. I mean, so it's fair.
Basically it's at random via loss. I mean, win or loss.
So he explained it here. Attribute and bumped weekly.
So he just does it randomly.
Attribute bumped randomly via win-loss.
If you do it randomly, I mean, you could possibly, I don't know, it's kind of hard to do, but, so let's say if someone gets bumped up like freaking 10 by 10 to get a 60, someone who's bumped up by like 2 or 3 with the momentum may still be ahead, but overall, in 2K20, depends what game you're on, 2K20 or 19. 2K20, the overall does not matter in the game, if I'm being honest with you.
Oh, no, and that's why,
I don't know if Nick told you, but on NTW one time, there was somebody who's a 56, and they beat 100. How does that make sense?
I mean, shit happens,
I mean,
that's the luck of the draw with Sim, I mean.
I've seen Nick do Sim matches with Undertaker versus Nathan X, and Undertaker from 02 beat Nathan X. I mean, anything goes on 2K20. It's pretty much anything goes.
Right. Anything does go. It's no holds barred, pretty much. Mike told me there was a lag in the comments to check on my cell phone. So that's what I'll do. I'm pulling up the stream now on my phone. I was watching on my laptop, so...
Yeah, he's all fancy, watching on his laptop. Let's see.
There, now I can see.
Rumors going around that 2K22 will have GM mode.
That's according to some sources, all but confirmed.
It's rumored, but the
I really hope it's true.
I mean, it's possible, but I'm not gonna.
I mean, I'm a big fan of General Manager mode. I used to play it all the time when I was younger, like back when I was like 5 or 6 years old. Yes, I'm aging myself. I'm younger than a lot of you guys. So I was about 5 or 6 years old playing Smackdown versus Raw 2008. And when I was younger, I would always do like the fantasy draft and stuff. And regardless to whatever brand I picked, my first pick was always The Undertaker, because when I was younger, I was a die-hard Undertaker mark. I think most kids who started watching wrestling from like 1990 down to like 2010, all of them started as like Undertaker fans, or marks of him essentially. Like I don't know anyone who didn't like The Undertaker as a child. That's like, I mean, I'm sure MJ, Mike, I think we're all Undertaker fans. He's one of those guys that,
Pretty much, yeah.
is universally beloved.
Everyone loves Undertaker.
I mean, how can you hate it? He has one of the best gimmicks in wrestling. What?
I know you're not a big fan of the Bucks, but I'm watching 2010. Before they were the Young Bucks, they were Generation Me and Impact. Honestly, that's when I first seen the Young Bucks. I was young, and I really loved them versus the Mobile City Machine Guns. But nowadays, I'm not gonna deny their wrestling talent or anything, but they rely on spots. They rely on them a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think that's the reason people don't really like them too much these days. They have wrestling talent, but they rely on the spots heavily, call it choreographed. And yes, I know wrestling is choreographed, but still.
Either way, we bumped by 4 points per non-title win and -1 per non-title loss. It's a random generator. Oh, so he has like a generator.
Oh, okay.
So like, yeah, I know he does like editing and stuff on his PC, and he'll stream it live.
Oh, PC.
Or at least he does not PC, but he has a podcast over there with Drew Gessner. Of course, we both know Drew from Read Up.
Yeah.
And Max, who is the owner of XDPW. Sometimes James Black shows up. You gotta love James Black. Sometimes his opinions, man, I love James Black. And Max's girlfriend Katrina now does it with him. She has her own show as well. But they have this like core they call it, for the FVC.
Yeah.
And I don't know, MJ, do HWA and Lit fall as the core, or are those just like partners? Like, maybe you can explain that. Because HWA and Lit are both involved in that, and part is like, damn, I would really love to have, Brett on a podcast. It's not a cop rowing all together. They're partners, so yeah, the core is, I think, the three that I mentioned. New Breed, XVPW, and Freed Up. So, yeah, Mike said he's thinking about doing something like that for XCW. I'm just seeing some of the things he said before.
Yeah.
For, like fixing the overalls to wear. It's an interesting approach, I will say this.
Let's see.
But they also have talked to different people, like, remember that graveyard match I showed you from the FBC YouTube and we watched it on PlayStation together?
Yes.
That, oh my fucking god. That may be one of the best EFED matches I've ever seen. And 6+ years of doing this almost, Let's see, I started doing EFED when I was 13. I'm 19 now, so,
Oh, yeah, you're still young, so.
Well, I started doing written shit. The moment I got a Facebook, and like I got one my 7th grade year, because at the time it was 13 and older people get Facebook, right?
Yeah.
I mean, with limitations. So what I did was I joined a bunch of groups because I was just learning the basic concepts of Facebook. There was a guy by the name of Trevor who was going around and he was talking about this written EFED. He said, I didn't know what the hell an EFED was. So I messaged him like, what is an EFED? 13-year-old me's confused, like, what? And he's like, it's a Fed where we write out the results and you do promos pretending to be a real wrestler, which is, it goes to show how far things have come, or at least from my point of view. So everything was written when I started, because, let's see here, I think the newest game was 2K16, and not many people were, making their own shows on that.
Yeah, 2K15, 16 was not.
2K15 was garbage.
Oh, for sure. 2K17 was solid. It had the glitches and whatnot. 2K18, I really didn't really mind, but 2K19 is really where it was.
Oh, yeah. I mean, 2K19, I think, is the peak of the PS4 gen 2K games.
Yeah, and for sure, 2K14 is the peak of the 360 and the PS3.
The last gen, yeah. Well, PS4 is now last gen.
Oh, yeah. So this is...
2 generations ago already?
Well, I don't know about PS...
Was Wii 360 and PS3?
Oh, God, the Wii. Now they got the Nintendo Switch. Oh, man.
Oh my God,
I thought about getting 2K18 for the Nintendo Switch, but I've seen the reviews.
I was too.
It was terrible.
Let's just say I saw the reviews because when that came out, I was thinking about getting a Switch at the time. I ultimately did get a Switch, just not, until a couple years later.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was thinking about getting one, and I saw they were putting 2K18 on it, and I was stoked, because I'm a big WWE 2K fan. I just like playing on 2K and making my own universe, playing through the career at this point in time, especially because I wasn't yet in the call feds full time. And then I saw the reviews. Game only allows up to 6 people in the ring at once. Extremely slow. Just do yourself a favor, guys. Go look up WWE 2K18 Nintendo Switch gameplay. The Royal Rumble match takes like an hour.
Oh yeah. Yikes.
And it was with the new system too. So I mean, new system, like the new mechanics that were just introduced at that time.
EFED injury report in HWA. Noah Reeves sustained minor injuries during the attack from Rod Dunn. Yeah.
Rod Dunn. Rod Dunn is. Oh, he's hired gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Donald, since you're a James Black mark, he's having his podcast in a couple days.
I'm not a mark.
Oh, admit it, you're a James Black fanboy.
No.
You love James Black. I mean, everyone loves James Black. Who doesn't love James Black? Remember that one time that James Black humiliated you in HWA?
Oh, fuck.
Or how about the time that he hit Ryan Steele in Ohio's favorite family jewels? Yeah, fun times. Because, a certain pipe bomb god told CFT and Ryan Steele to go after Chris Harris instead of James Black.
Oh, fuck.
And then he went and he held the big gold belt with the freaking HWA logo imprinted in the center of it.
Yikes.
And, I did commentary for that first show, Pandemonium, when they had me recorded the shitty-ass voice recorder on my phone, and I'd send, each clip to James. So, yeah, I actually got to call the main event, which was, pretty fucking epic on paper. It was James Black versus Dylan Mason.
Okay.
Of course, Dylan's another great promo artist.
Yeah, I think Dylan's right up there with James Black.
James Black, I was talking to people. James Black needs to go to the promo leagues. I know he doesn't do the call fit anymore, but damn, he would fit in the promo league. I think he would.
Yeah, I'd say so too.
I mean, I don't know if he would necessarily beat, I don't know, the Iron Bison.
Yeah.
The Iron Bison is, relentless.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean,
I don't know. Have I told you about Paragon, what they're doing in OEW right now?
A little bit. Not much.
HW. Oh, we got IWA Network. James is checking in. Sorry, just got here. So, yeah, we know. We were plugging Riot during your show, James. But, welcome. But, so I was telling you about Paragon. So it's the Iron Bison, Dylan Mason, Rob Roman, Corey Heck, and Dave Barron. Dave Barron is a guy who's, as far as I know, never been in the call leagues. He's just been, you know, in promo leagues.
Mm-hmm.
But it's those guys, and you look at that list, and promo-wise, how can you touch them? Like, Donald, you know this, I know this. I mean, we've been around these guys for years. We've been around them way before they were in the promo leagues. We know that these guys are untouchable, all 5 of them. Well, I've not really encountered Dave, but I've encountered the other 4. Mainly as a spectator, like,
whoa.
What?
Relist those again?
The Iron Bison.
Yeah.
Dylan Mason.
Yeah.
Rob Roman.
Oh, yeah.
And Corey Heck.
Okay. Yeah.
Those are the 4 Call Fem guys. And then there's Dave Barron. But Donald, maybe you'd like to tell everyone the story about the time you got into a promo battle with Lee.
Oh yeah, that was kind of insane. I was just fresh back into EFED, and I had this general manager named Lee Jones in 3-Dev. And yeah, so I decided I want to go after Devil Dog, not knowing he's like, I didn't know nothing about FIP at the time.
You weren't a member yet.
Yeah, to actually get up to that, but I'm like, I really don't even remember too much about exactly how it went down, but I eventually got a match with Loki after promoing relentlessly trying to get Devil Dog, and I eventually took Loki's spot in FIP. And like during all this time, Lee Jones put a $1 million bounty on my head because I wouldn't stop promoing against him, even though he was destroying me left and right. Like,
well, at least you went back down from him.
I wasn't backing down, but I was digging myself into a grave.
Lee Jones is one of those guys, when you get in a promo battle with him, you better not back down or you are fucked. You mean, there's no better way of putting it.
Pretty much.
XCW's been at EFED since 1998. Shit.
God damn. I was only 1.
I wasn't even born yet.
You wasn't even a thought yet.
I wasn't even, to quote James Sargent, I wasn't even a drop in the sack.
Oh, shit.
But, XCW, yeah. So, these guys, though, in OEW, they have a very, how do I put this, like, strict way of doing things, especially amongst each other in Paragon. So, Lee... Okay.
What happened?
I was getting in trouble then. Oh. But either way, so I was trying to say a moment ago. Like, in order to join Paragon, and I was told this by, you know, some people in it, that, like, I didn't try to join. I'm not going anywhere near that. I'm no Iron Bison. You know?
No, I mean...
I may be a guy who, in storyline, is one of the most egotistical heels in EFED today, but, like, out of character, I'm like, yeah, no, I am not fucking with the Iron Bison. I'm not fucking with Dylan Mason. I'm not fucking with Corey, and I'm not fucking with Roman.
I'll go ahead and hit with Corey. I bet anybody of them. Fuck that.
Well, Corey. I mean, if you want to take Corey, but I mean...
Corey's the weaker link in the group.
I mean,
if you really want to be honest, Corey is good, but he's the weakest link in the group.
You think that he could be beaten by anyone else in that group?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think it might be closer to Rob Roman.
Corey seems very confident that he can actually beat the Iron Bison.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe one day, but not today.
I think sometimes Lee underestimates his own ability.
I mean...
Like, the Iron Bison is probably... I don't care what people say, and in my mind this is not up for debate. The Iron Bison is the single greatest promo artist in EFED history.
I mean, he's top tier, number 1. He's above number 1.
He's like the god of EFED promos. Like, no one can touch the Iron Bison. I don't think Corey Heck can. Like, fired. I mean, Corey thinks yeah, shots fired. Yeah, I mean,
admit Corey is good. He's improved.
I mean, we're not putting him down.
I'm not trying to put him down, but think about it. Rob Roman and him are pretty close level wise, in my opinion. But I think Rob Roman's a little bit better. Yeah.
Well, Rob's actually gotten better, especially in
you gotta think about it. These guys are above the normal.
But Donald, it has been a while, in all fairness, since you've seen both of them.
Yeah, that's true.
So, Rob's gotten better. I will say this: I saw Rob's later work in.
I haven't seen Rob's recently, but I've seen
when he was running new.
I've seen Corey Heck's recent ones. Fucking epileptic seizure warning would be nice.
I mean, probably right. But Dave Barron is one of those guys. He is redneck as fuck. I mean, he has this country twang, you know.
That I've never heard of this person. If I'm being honest.
Dave Barron. I'll tag you in one of his promos later when we're done here.
All right.
But he's pretty good. He's, I think, up there with Dylan and Lee, and I think he's the third best person in Paragon. I'm not saying that Paragon sucks. All third best. I think he's right behind Dylan and Lee.
I mean, you gotta think about it. This is Lee. I say it's Lee, then Dylan, then you got Roman, and then Corey Heck. But I haven't heard of this other guy, so he might even be above Roman and Corey.
I just don't think anyone can be above Bison in the group.
Oh, it's not possible. No.
I mean, Dylan, I could say is close, but at the same time, we all saw what Bison did to Dylan.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The Iron Bison, my God, he tore through Dylan Mason in that match promo. I think, yeah, because Dylan's one of those guys, he does good with his hypes, so does Lee. But Lee got him in the match promo.
Well, I haven't heard of
the rules, let me explain this to you, because I know you're not in OEW. I'm not either. I'm just a spectator, and I, have regular communication with some people in there. But I believe you can do up to 4 hypes, to hype up your match. It's written out. But to hype up your match, you have 4 promos and a match promo. So overall, you're doing about 5 promos. With the hypes, I believe, are 5 minutes max. So you have up to 5 minutes to cut a promo on someone. And you can rebuttal, each other in the hype promos. But in the match promo, they don't want you to see your opponent's match promo until you cut your own.
You're going to have to send me an invite to the New Breed.
That's not a New Breed, it's OEW.
Oh.
I'm talking about Outcast.
Outcast Elite, okay.
What the hell did you think I was talking about?
I don't fucking know. I thought you were talking about fucking New Breed.
Donald, are you drunk?
No. I gotta work tonight.
Okay. Well. I need to see your license and registration.
Okay, so I'm in Outcast Elite. I'm tripping.
You are in there. Lee has tried to get me multiple times to join Outcast Elite Wrestling. And the only reason
OEW
Chadwick. Either way, well, yeah, because
what the fuck?
Oh, what?
Christian or whatever, Killshot, the fucking Killshot dude's in there. If Killshot can be in there, I can be in there and destroy him.
What I was trying to say a moment ago. So, you want to know why Chadwick quit OEW?
Why?
He kept calling out the Iron Bison, okay? So Corey Heck goes on there, no, I mean, he's the guy that keeps calling out. He's Canadian. He keeps calling out the Iron Bison.
What the
every
fuck
week.
Is this? As a woman with a hammer. What the fuck?
That's Harley Quinn. No, but what I was trying to say a moment ago. So, Corey Heck said that Chadwick could get the Iron Bison. Well, he said the Bison, okay? You have the Bison one-on-one, right? That's what he told Chadwick, okay? So, Chadwick's preparing for the Iron Bison, right? So, he cuts a promo, and Lee cuts a 2-minute promo talking about how he's like, it appears while I was gone from OEW, apparently my essence became a physical manifestation, so we got fucking Gage Thomason, a.k.a. the fucking Hangman, to dress up as an actual bison in the promo on Chadwick, and he quit.
Oh, I see Jack Harvey's in here too.
Yeah, Jack Harvey's getting his ass handed to him right now by Lee. It's not even close. Jack is good, like really good. But the thing is, Lee is systematically destroying him. Why? Because he's the Chaos-born Iron Storm, the man, the myth, the legend, the FIP alumni, Lee fucking wins. So we're going to sample some of these promos here. Tell us which ones you're playing.
Back out of this. Hold on. Scroll back. Bison versus Chadwick. I gotta hear this.
Yeah, is this Lee's or the Bison?
Yes.
Here, watch this.
Wait a second. You got the Bison going on right here. The behemoth.
This is the actual Bison that's SIM EFED.
Alright, nice intro. Let's get to it.
It's like Evan Jones promos.
Oh my god, what the fuck is this?
Such sin,
Chadwick.
Continue to deceive. Continue the fool. Irony of not listening, yet speaking as all others don't.
Is he supposed to be like a Neanderthal?
Chadwick, the fool. Notice the bison beneath the mountain. Chadwick, the fool.
Bison underneath the mountain.
King at the top. Chadwick, the fool. Bout to be beat. Chadwick, the fool. Bout to be my mate. Chadwick, the fool. Return to
Hold up. Wait a minute. You gotta reverse that real quick. What did he just say?
Chadwick, the fool. Bout to be my mate. Chadwick.
I thought he said about to beat my meat.
That's what I heard.
Box. Yes, the box you should be in. You in box. Me free from the mountain. I come for Chadwick. I come to hurt Chadwick. I come to make example of Chadwick. I come
Chadwick.
to cast shadow and drown Chadwick. I am bison beneath the mountain, the behemoth that walks the earth. Chadwick, just a fool who will be broken, battered, and humiliated by the bison beneath the mountain. And when I am done with you, I get
And then...
I get
Oh,
to
God.
walk amongst the mortals again. I get to cause chaos.
The mortals? Were you ever walking amongst the mortals?
To do all the things you fail at. Bison
Wait,
become behemoth.
so Corey Heck made him walk with him, and so he was walking with the immortal?
Oh, Corey Heck still mortal.
Chadwick fall
Yeah.
to the tree. Chadwick be buried beneath the mountain.
So he's gonna bury him under the mountain.
And then right after that, Chadwick posted that he quit and basically told everyone to go fuck themselves.
Jesus.
The bison underneath the mountain destroyed.
Oh
him.
god. There's a crackhead in here.
Mike Storm's in promo leagues.
I'm not talking about Mike Storm.
Well, he's in there too, but
Talk about the other crackhead.
Joe.
You said it, not me. Yo, why is there a
Sandra
dude
Cool.
that looks like Kimbo Slice in here?
Kimbo Slice.
Dude look like Kimbo Slice. Holy shit.
What's his name?
He look like Cuff Ant. He's like, holy shit. His fucking name is Michael Leonard. He look
Michael
like
Leonard.
He looks like Kimbo Slice. Holy
Kimbo
shit.
Slice.
Holy shit. Alright, there's somebody with my last name in this fucking
Daniel James Baldwin.
What the fuck? You know, fucking somebody. I've been confused with Jack Harvey by being this guy multiple times in the past year. Not even the same name. Chill the fuck out. Why is Chadwick have Please tell me this is not his real face.
It is.
Why does he look like a fucking what the? Oh. Why does he have a flashlight under his chin? This is weird as fuck.
Evolution. This is the guy that kept calling the bison out.
What is going on with freaking OEW? I gotta pay attention to this shit more often. This shit's more entertainment than most of the EFED nowadays. Holy shit.
Chadwick.
He's fucking got a thing under his chin. He looks like fucking Kevin Sullivan. Fuck.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ indeed. What the fuck is going on in OEW? I see a shit ton of fucking Lee promos, the fucking Gladiator versus David versus Goliath. Then I see fucking Chadwick with a fucking... Oh my god, a fucking flash under his chin. Looking like the fucking soulless ginger. I swear, this looks like a fucking...
So Chadwick quit and he's looking for 2K leagues and stuff to join, I hear soon, so like,
Oh, cool. He can face J.K. Ross. But, this dude... He has a fucking scary looking face, first of all. What the fuck?
This guy horrifies me. Looking into his eyes is like staring into the eyes of death himself.
My teeth ain't pretty, but his teeth look scary too.
Oh no, yeah.
Almost as bad as those teeth.
OEW, man, they have some interesting shit going on there.
Y'all can
like
see
the
this.
Iron Bison.
I gotta pay attention to this shit. I've been shitting on I've been paying attention to all these freaking 2K leagues. This is some next level shit. Somebody he quits and there's like 56 comments on here. Like, who the fuck cares? Just leave. Oh, okay. Let's see what's going on with this Christian guy. Let's see. Here's some talent about one of these promo leagues. We heard the Bison. Let's see what the other talent sounds like, and then we'll go back to Chadwick and see what the fuck he says, and see what I gotta understand.
See if he's truly worthy of the Iron Bison.
You know, before I get to him, I'll go to him. I'm not even gonna. I want to watch the chick with the hammer, 'cause it's kind of weird, but I'm gonna get to that later. Where's the flashlight on his chin? Where's it at? Come on now. Let's go down a little bit. No, not the one with his teeth in the camera. Not Kimbo Slice. There we go.
Okay.
I don't think you have.
What the fuck you think?
I told you. I told everyone.
Why is he spitting? Why is he spitting in the mic? That's not even a mic. His spit just flew into the camera. Close your mouth.
DT would wreck this guy.
I don't know what he's saying. He sounds like Joel. Is this his Joe's dad? Papa Messiah Joe Rivers? Senior?
And look up at those bright stars. You'll wonder, how in the hell did I get on my back? A place you've never
I quit.
been before.
He smoked too much. He smoked too much. Let's go to his little son.
I've been waiting for quite a while. First of all, Lenore, congratulations on winning that Shield Maiden.
Yo, they're almost identical. Except he speaks clearer. I'm going to the chick with the hammer. Fuck this. Where's she at? Oh, see, they got Brooke Phillips there. Cool.
Yeah.
Where's she at? Where's she at? No, I don't want to hear Chadwick again.
With this hammer.
What?
What? Psychopath, Mike.
What the fuck?
This big.
Holy shit!
Guess what?
You know, she needs to be one of those fucking roller derby girls. That should be her gimmick with a voice like that. Or a pissed off female gym teacher.
Guess what?
Holy shit!
The Panther.
What Panther?
Texas Hold'em.
Texas.
Guess what? Two. The big spear. And
Yeah, she doesn't want any of CFT, because I would destroy this one.
I'm literally crying right now.
Thrown to your face.
Why does she have a brick?
Guess what, too?
What?
The Panther stronger than you. Guess what?
What now?
When the hell did Sandy Cheeks join the promo leagues?
He's gonna step in that ring and knock you out.
Yeah.
The Texas Hold'em.
If I go Texas Hold'em again.
The Blue
This two stuff.
The big Texas Powerball.
Holy shit.
Well, if I was George Strait, I'd know why he left all his fucking exes in Texas.
The big Panther attack. Panther lock.
If they're like this.
Tap out.
Tap out.
And you tap out!
No mercy.
Holy
Yeah, that was a
shit,
good game
what
on
the
N64.
fuck was that? She hit the Panther symbol and hit the fucking zero million symbol from fucking Pentagon. This shit got me crying. What the fuck have you put me into? What the fuck? Well, there was a section on the promo leaks.
Either way, come on, you know you want to hear some more.
I do. I need to find some more of this fucking head chick with the hammer. I'm just scroll down and see what the hell they got.
And sign her to 3WA while we're at it.
Holy shit. Alright, let's get the hype promo.
This isn't like you. Normally, you respond and normally you say something when you're booked in a match and you have to have up your match.
Is this King Dominator?
You haven't
That's his
said
friend.
anything to me.
Oh.
I've dropped one message against you and I gave you 2 days to respond to it, nothing.
Oh, yeah, you're right, it's
So
not
I'm gonna
good.
send you another message.
So Durham or
hoping that
whatever.
You'll sit here, watch this, and respond to it.
The hired
Stay
gun?
quiet.
Not hired gun, but
Because
what's he called?
you,
I don't
No,
know.
Kristen Gunn. Kristen
like
Gunn.
my first opponent, Mr. Scottish Warrior, who decided not to respond.
No, if I wanted to listen to
Ian
King Dominator
King.
promo, I'll fucking go ahead
Here.
and watch it.
Here, let's watch Sanders' promo. NGW's own Sander.
I gotta find it first. There's so much promos on here. With the promo league, so let's find Sanders' face on here. Not Jack Harvey, not the other chick. Well, not this dude doing what. Or this is Sander right here.
He calls himself
We
a...
have a new player in town. And that is you, Mr. King. That is
What?
you, Mr. Ian.
I think Sander's drunk.
But you're staying in OEW.
I fucked my system.
You won't do it for very long.
He's just cross-eyed. What the fuck just happened?
You know...
I heard
No, he's not wearing his glasses. He has lazy eye.
Oh shit! I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
But, yeah, I told him, dude, just do your promo with your glasses on. It's not gonna hurt anything.
He's having
But
trouble
what I was trying
focusing
to
right
say-
now.
And I know what some of you will
I heard he's blonde hair.
You know, Joe actually destroyed him with one line, yet Sanders still won the promo battle. You want to know what Joe told him?
What?
So, Sanders' character here is the Hunter character. That we're
Oh
working on
god,
the
that's
call
why
for.
it's so weird compared to the
Yeah, either
normal
way.
promos.
Joe said, Sander, you call yourself the Hunter, but the only thing you're hunting is your sister.
Oh, killed him. Okay, so someone took my No Lives Matter thing, and I'm about to see who the fuck did it.
Someone in OEW. What?
For he who sheds his blood with me on this day or any other will
It's not Christopher Lawrence.
considered my brother. And
Who is
Rob,
this?
Tony Baloney.
in the parking
Tony
lot of the secret
Baloney.
OCW compound, you and I will do battle, and there will be
He has a
blood
noose on it
shed.
next to him hanging.
So yeah,
What?
you can say
Yeah.
we're brothers, Rob. We're
And this
two
guy's name's
guys
Tony
cut
Baloney,
from
and
the
he's...
same cloth.
Yeah.
What? An executioner?
He has the fucking DTM American Nightmare gimmick going on. It's like,
Experience some of the same things, but none of that matters. Because when the time for talk is over and push comes to shove, Rob,
playing the part, right?
thing that matters is the willingness.
James Black, if you watch this podcast, I'm begging you. You can't see it because you can only hear audio. But I am on my knees begging you. James Black, go to OEW.
I have no such ambition. Oh no. The only thing that I want to do tonight, Rob, is to antagonize you.
Antagonize
To
him.
antagonize you like you have never been antagonized before, Rob. And the reason that I need to antagonize you is because the only reason that
Drink
this
every time he says
moment has been
antagonize.
manifested is because you, the student, is now ready, willing, and
What the fuck's that music in the background, and why is it
I don't
kind
know.
of the EBG?
and the only way for you to learn is to know that pain retains. And tonight, Rob,
Pain. Forged in
will
pain.
retain throughout your body when I slay you like a snowflake, and I butcher you
Snowflake.
like a bitch. Because that's what I do, Rob. I enact violence against my opponents, and I always find a way to dig at their heart and meddle inside of their mind, and it will be no different when you and I finally come eye to eye. Rob, I hope you know that this is absolutely personal, and I will take great pleasure in hurting you, and I will rise to the top like I always do, Rob, and I will find a way to hurt you. And Rob, you will never be the same again.
Again.
okay.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know, but it wasn't bad, actually.
No.
Weird, but it wasn't bad.
Confusing.
The Iron Bison. Iron Bison got so many fucking logos.
Because he's the Iron Bison. Did you see the Iron Man that's dressed as a bison, or a bison just like Iron
I
Man?
don't even want to.
Oh,
Scrolling
yeah.
back some of the older ones right now. See what's going on. Or is there a kid with a title?
Lee destroying everyone because, you know.
I see there's a bison title. Looks like it.
Yeah, you got a good Iron Bison promo.
No, like this is title design, but it's like bison. Like if he would make this title, that'd actually be legit.
Here, I'll play a couple promos.
Yeah, your turn. Let me see if
Because I know some of these guys and you don't. So I'm gonna play for you. Let me look at this woman. I see the Hammer Woman. Dylan Mason commented on Chadwick's second promo because he had like a red flashing light during it. It's like, wait, so you evolved from a flashlight on your face to maybe a candle? Character progression, maybe?
Oh my god. What about a half hour before I hop off? So we got time. Let's see. Let's make it a solid 45 more minutes. Clock it off straight at 3 hour even. If we can make it that far. We done talked about a lot of stuff.
Chadwick, Bison, Kimbo Slice. Chadwick with a flashlight on his face. It looks like Value Brand Brody Lee. Oh my god.
What? You see?
1 second.
There's 2 people still watching.
I'm one of them.
Somebody's lurking in the shadows right now. Probably mad, dog. Forgot his phone on.
I couldn't find a what?
Let's see. Rick and Morty get the full anime opening for season 5 finale. Congratulations. Want a cookie?
So here's Lee's promo on Jack Harvey. One second. Son of a bitch, where did it go?
So, we can just go do this whenever. This podcast stuff.
Here we go. Here's the second hype for the Bison. He's playing clips from different people, like a warning Jack.
Iron Bison finds those demons and uses them against you. I have faced something that just can't be taken down if you keep going forward into this match. And these things.
Dylan Mason now.
Push the Bison far beyond his limits. That was me, Jack. Even I, when Mason fell to the Iron Lariat, the end. No chance. It's disrespectful to every single one of us. Because you're not equal to us. You're not greater than us. Just run away, Jack. Before it's too late. He is a sadist. No amount of hardcore wrestling can prepare you for the brutality. What do you think? You think you're gonna will yourself to win over something like that? Not someone, something. He's looking to hurt you. He's looking to make an example of you. He's looking to put you away. If you really believe in your heart of hearts that you have felt that unstoppable juggernaut, then you go right ahead. You know in your heart it's over. You can't win! It's not too late, Jack. To just walk away. To turn and run from this fight forever. And I know when I say that it hurts your soul. Your pride as a man, as a fighter, as a champion, your pride is dictating you heading to Sunday ready for battle. But that pride is gonna get you killed, Jack. Pride, it doesn't mean anything. If you think it does, then you can ask the ghosts of the 300 if pride mattered in the end, and the silence that they speak is your answer.
Damn,
You can stand upon the ashes of the 18 fallen men and ask them, Jack, if pride meant a damn thing, and their defeat is your answer. You think you're a man with everything to gain and nothing to lose, but boy, you have it twisted. You are misunderstanding the nature of your enemy. There is nothing to be gained, Jack. Nothing at all. There's no light at the end of this tunnel. All that lives there is darkness. And in there, nothing but pain. Nothing but anguish and suffering and career-ending humiliating defeat. Nothing more. Nothing less. What have you got to lose? Everything. Jack, you have your entire career ahead of you, and I will take that from you. For a single moment, think through the eyes of your family, the eyes of your mother, your father, your brother, your loved ones, and imagine the horrors they're going to witness on Sunday, and ask yourself, is this worthy? Before it's too late, reconsider these actions. And I know you have a misguided idea in your head that you're not an amateur. You are Jack Harvey, 8 years of experience, you've travelled the world, building a legacy and a name for yourself. But Jack, actions, they speak louder than words ever could, and every step that you take greatly contradicts the words coming from your fucking mouth. If you believed you was more, When you came to OEW and management labeled you an amateur, you would have said no. You would have rejected that division, and instead you'd have set your sights on the Global Carnage Championship, the World Elite Championship, the pinnacle of OEW. You didn't even enter the prospect division. Instead, you embraced the amateur division and all the teachings that came along with it. And when you captured that amateur title, you held it with such pride and screamed to the rooftops to anyone that would listen that you was the fastest rising star in OEW. The truth is, Jack, you could relinquish that title right now, cast it aside, and you would be devoured in the prospect division because you are not good enough. You're exactly where you belong, an amateur.
And that was a promo. Just Lee being fucking promo god.
Yeah, shit.
I mean, how the fuck do you beat that promo alone?
You don't.
Yeah.
Simply put, you
Again, I firmly stand by my belief that Lee is the best.
Oh, I agree, 100%. I think it's time to wind down. I think it's just you in the chat right now.
I'd just say we sign off. I mean, I have nothing else to say.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I guess we'll say this before we sign off. Maybe we'll put a poll up or something, but next week we'll have a topic. Probably won't be this long.
Oh,
but
for
either
sure.
way,
No,
we
not
just,
even close to this long, to be honest.
But no, either way, we may have some interviews even later on. But either way, we just wanted to come on and have this first episode of Futureshock podcast. Donald, anything you want to say real quick?
If you ever want to hop on the podcast with us, just hit us up. Pretty sure you know both of us, CFT, Hayden, DTM, me, Donald. Hit us up on Facebook, Messenger, or whatnot.
Or on our EFED accounts.
EFED accounts as well. Well, not mine. I really don't get on the Messenger for DTM at all.
But I do for me. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, you live on the EFED page, so there's that. But, yeah. That's pretty much it. Thank you all for joining. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure I got plugged that in. And hope you all enjoyed the show. And we'll see you next time on the Futureshock podcast.
Good night, everyone.